spooks, and demons.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Thriving in Chaos. I'm your host, Rebel Phoenix. With me, as always, is my co-host, Stella Ruinae.
Hello, darling.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm super.
Superb.
I'm superly snowed in.
I am not snowed in. We went from you're going to get all the
Lucky
snow to you're
you.
going to get a dusting of snow. And then we got nothing, just flurries.
Yeah, we got like half a foot here.
You can keep it.
And I had to go to the courthouse in it today. That was also super fun.
Yeah.
You know what else is super fun?
What's that?
The episode that we have going on tonight.
Well, do tell.
Ooh. Shall I?
You
Shall
shall.
I really?
You shall.
Well, if you insist.
I do.
So, tonight we actually have a really cool guest. He is a multi award winning film director who has won over 100 awards. He's directed the first season of Investigation Discovery's Primal Instinct. He's a segment director for a PBS documentary series, Southern Storytellers, and he's also a upcoming author. Welcome to the stage, Jamal Hodge.
Hi, Jamal.
Hey guys,
How goes it?
going good. Good to be here. Good to be here with you, fine ladies. How y'all doing?
Good, good. Happy to have you.
Yes, I'm excited for this.
I think you're our first author.
Oh,
He
awesome.
is.
Yeah.
He is. Matter of fact, that's what drew me to him was the picture behind him, the bestiary blood.
Woo-hoo. The anthology that I edited with a whole bunch of like over 18 Bram Stoker award winners have contributed to this crazy book. It has like 37 contributors or something like that. and
Lovely.
it's
Ooh.
over 53 pieces of content in this one book. It's made to be. It's a book of modern fables and dark tales. So you're dealing with anamorphic animals and stuff, but from the minds of the some of the horror writers, best writers today. So it's on Amazon. It's wherever you can buy books. And it's also on the right now. It's on the long list of the British science fiction fantasy awards. So
Oh,
you
very
know,
cool.
I
it's
must
pretty,
own it.
yeah, it's cool.
I
I mean, it's
must own it.
something for everybody in here. Even you're definitely going to find at least 10 stories, 10 fables in here that you're going to love. So it's really good. We got some of the people's Linda Addison, Edward Martin III, Colleen Anderson, Eugene Bacon, Michael Bailey, Stephen Barnes, Rob Cameron, Wayne Fallon, Jamie Flanagan, Genevieve Flynn, Maxwell Gold, Oz Harwick, Kareem Hayes, Dominic Heck, the late Travis Herman, Akua Leslie Hope, Grandmaster, Jeffrey Howe, who connected us actually,
Yes,
um,
he did. He did.
Alessandro Manzetti, Raph James White, Tim Wagner, Stephen Van Patten, Patrick Thompson, Sharon Tatzelinger, Melanie Strom, Christina Sung, Angela Yuriko Smith, John Skip, Marge Simon, Kumbala Satori, Cynthia O'Quinn, Cynthia Playo. She's doing her thing blowing up. Nizandi, Lee Murray herself, Lisa Morton, L.H. Moore. It's stacked. So, piece of your blood.
So who's making the movie on it? Because I need that on TV now.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be a movie, but somebody is interested in doing like animated anthology series of some of the
I was
fable
say,
stories in it.
that would
Because
be really cool.
yeah, it's taking like fables, but for modern times. So it's like morality tales from the Silence of the Lambs. So and then and there's my other book, The Dark Between the Twilight, which is a poetic memoir of basically how to use vulnerability, how to be brave enough to be vulnerable enough to live your truth. So that's what this book is about. And it's
I'm getting that one too.
through some dark times, into the light, going from darkness into light.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. What inspired you to write that book?
The pandemic, and I wanted to leave something behind that I felt if I died, when we didn't know what it was, um, at least I would leave a message, an accounting of my life and my beliefs that I felt could help other people in the future confront the darkness inside them and walk the process through the journey from the darkness to the twilight to the light, of their truth. So that's why I wanted to do it. I want to use it as a healing piece. I think we only can be our best selves when we're being brave.
I
Like,
definitely
you
can see
know.
that.
So
I can agree with that.
I definitely think the pandemic also had like a whole air of bringing about the inner healing for each person. So I love that you actually wrote that. We're able to put it in that form so that other people can also benefit from it. Because I think
mhm.
even though it did bring us the chance to kind of like self-reflect a little bit, to step away from the rat race, so to speak. I also don't like that term, but it kind of gives you a chance to step away and see your life from a different perspective. So I love that you wrote a book about that, like just with that as a I guess a backing for it.
Some people taking a look at that. I had a friend who took his own life. Pretty famous
I'm really sorry to hear that.
sound guy. From being confronted with that, a lot of people, they're alone. They're very lonely, and being separated from society like that was almost like a death sentence for a lot of people, and for a
Mhm.
lot of relationships. People
Mhm.
kind of had to really confront the part of their life that's easiest to ignore,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
the relationship with yourself, the relationship with your family, your immediate family that probably lives with you, your romantic relationship. As long as you have all these outside distractions, you started having to really have an accounting of where these people in these places really sit in your identity. So it was
Yeah.
hard for a lot of people.
It definitely brought a lot of changes for myself as well. So I definitely understand what you're saying.
Mhm.
Going back to the being alone thing, my great grandmother always had a saying. Well, it was really more of a riddle that I didn't understand as a kid, but once I got older, I kind of did.
Mhm.
She always used to ask me, "What's the wrong way to eat spaghetti?"
Mhm.
Do either of you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
I have no idea. With a spoon? I
No.
don't know.
But first,
Oh,
That would be the incorrect way.
wow, he took it to a literal dark place.
In
Okay.
the out hole.
No, guys. You don't eat it through the exit only. The wrong way to eat spaghetti is alone.
Mm.
Oh. Well, I mean, spaghetti alone. It's really not that terrible.
Although, I'm kind of curious to see
It's a
Jamal's
sad
way of
food.
eating spaghetti.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. You just tell me about it later. It's fine.
I mean, I'm kind of curious now.
Good
I'm
for
not
you.
gonna lie. I would like to see how an asshole could eat spaghetti.
And that is how you end up on a TV show about the ER.
There you go.
That's or Jerry Springer.
You
Something
remember
like
that?
that. Ooh, yeah, that was an interesting show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he single-handedly destroyed American society.
Well,
He just highlighted the neighborhood I grew up in.
or he was literally like the hillbilly of talk shows.
Yeah, basically.
I was
Every
related to people like all of
literally.
his people. Like that happened in like
Well,
my family
so am I.
situation.
I mean, so am I. But
Oh,
let's be real here. Like
God.
most of the people on that show were like redneck hillbilly nobodies
Yeah,
with some crazy ass stories.
literally could have been my family.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, part of me wondered if they like scripted that show because
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes, yeah, they had some actors in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, like you have
I'm
to.
like, there cannot be this many people in America with these kind of problems, man.
I feel like you'd be surprised.
I mean, that's possible, but still, And then he was in that one movie. What was it? King of the Ring, I think it was, or something like that.
I have no idea. I don't remember. Didn't that come out when we used to work in a movie theater? Didn't that come out when we were at the theater?
I'm not sure, to be
I don't know,
honest
maybe
with
before
you.
that.
But I know it had like a bunch of famous people in it. Jerry Springer, I think Jamie Presley was in it. I can't remember much other people, but it was a pretty funny movie. But it was like a scripted movie about his TV show.
I have no
And like
idea.
the one daughter was sleeping with the stepfather and was pregnant by him, and the mom caught on to it, and then the mom and her got into it, and they got dragged all over the place. Yeah, it was funny.
I don't remember that at all. I vaguely remember something like that, but
And then let's not forget Jerry Springer and his game show Baggage.
We had a game show.
I don't remember that either.
Yes. Oh my God. Have you guys been living under a rock? So in the game
I don't know
show,
anything until people tell me about it. So
okay, so you know how in
here.
relationships everybody basically puts the mask on until you're either married or you're years in or whatever. You never show your true self. Kind of like
Rebel.
girls who don't eat or fart in front
Rebel.
of guys.
You and I both know I know a lot about that situation.
Right. So in the game Baggage, you have to put all your dirty little secrets in the bags and then reveal them, and the contestant has to decide whether or not to keep you.
That's horrible.
They have to decide whether or not they can handle your baggage.
Jerry was a piece of shit, man.
It's literally a game about informed consent.
Yeah. It's like I pee in the shower, I don't shave my armpits, I walk my dog in the middle of the night, like all kinds of dumb shit. But it's hilarious to watch. And then see the choices at the end.
What did you say, Jamal?
I'll cheat with your stepdaughter. I'll touch your mother.
That's not. I don't know about that.
I get ready in the closet and can't have sex unless I brush my feet with my teeth.
Brush my feet with my teeth?
I'm kid you not. That's the kind of stuff that's on there. None of it makes sense until they explain it.
Not me staring at my feet trying to figure out how that works. Like what? Anyways, sorry. That does not compute.
So, anyway, speaking of shows, why don't you tell us some about yours?
Oh, I mean, we got a few things coming up. I mean, we're continuing with Velva's show, Madison Writers, which is about us interviewing different writers in the horror space and, really getting into their lives and their stories and all that sweet stuff. And then we also have the second season of Southern Storytellers, which is going on. That's from also Craig Renault. I'm a segment director on that show and a producer. And then we also have, we're expanding Necessary Evil, written by Kareem Hayes. It's based off his books. We're doing the feature film version of that. I got a film called Take It to the Grave. That's a rom-com horror movie.
I love that.
And then which is coming out this year. And the things I'm most excited about though, April 22nd, this is a book. I have a collaborative book with Grandmaster Linda D. Addison called Everything Endless from Raw Dog Screaming Press. And that one it explores the micro and the macro and the micro, within and without, as above, so below, as within, so without, of the human spirit. So it's just a very beautiful spiritual journey through time, space, and dimensions of self. So
I saw that and I cannot wait to buy that one because it sounds like it is right up my alley.
Agreed.
I did see that you could pre-order it though, because I definitely looked it up.
No, it's out for pre-order right now on
Yeah.
Amazon. Thing wherever books are sold. You could go on Raw Dog Screaming Press's website, and you could pre-order it right there.
It's linked from your website too, so like there's
Yeah,
like a lot of different options, but I cannot wait for that one because I think I'm really gonna like that one
it's
a
a
lot.
very powerful book. Yeah, I mean, and Linda's like one of my mentors and one of my closest friends, and she's been doing this for over 50 years. She's a legend in the field. She's helped so many people of all colors and races kind of get into the space. So many that you kind of don't know. Even like she's like Prince, right? She doesn't want anybody to know until she's gone. All the people she helped. So it's crazy though.
I love that
She,
though.
yeah, she's
I
really
bet that's amazing getting to work with your mentor like that.
well. Yeah, I mean, if you're really good, all your mentors become your friends, and then if you're really good, they become your partners. That's
I
the
love
whole
that.
thing. A good mentor wants to raise strong allies.
Right.
That's the
Right.
goal. Is that you want to have your people out in the world doing great things, so that as you get older, you guys can collaborate, or they can carry the torch of your work.
Well, then you can
Um,
watch it grow too, which is amazing. And
right.
there's truth in that saying. What is it? We raise by lifting others.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
If you leave fragments of yourself in other people,
yeah.
you never die. So,
Well, but if you imagine it too, you leave fragments of in other people, no matter how you interact with them. So like doing it on this magnitude is amazing, and you can spread so much
Yeah.
further that way. And if
yeah,
you can spread, love and light and goodness in those people, like that's even
and,
better.
and, and a little bit of scumbaggery, bastard, and some of the
Yeah,
edgy
it's fine.
stuff. We need that too in this world. This is not a world of rainbows and cotton candy and all that stuff. Yeah, you need your,
Speak for yourself.
you know,
We are
you need,
walking in rainbows and butterflies.
you know.
I
But you know
poop
they
You're
jelly
are,
just
beans. I don't
full
know
of
what to tell you.
unicorn farts, aren't you,
they
Stella?
are, but Stella, there are flesh eating butterflies, right? Did you know that?
Not in my world.
No, in the world we
Oh, I
share,
know, I know, I know.
they're
But I'm
flesh
saying in my world personally.
She's living in Lisa Frank's coloring book, okay? Let's be real.
I am. For
eating.
That
someone who
right there
loves
is
horror
living
and
in
that
Lisa
genre,
Frank's coloring book.
Just remember, Stella, everything kills. You know, I always
that's
say that.
true. That's
No,
true.
everything has to. I
You
mean, we're all
know,
vampires.
funny story. So, growing up, you know how your parents always teach you not to take things from strangers,
Yeah,
don't get in the van with the guy with the candy and the cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
all bits out of that now.
So, my mom, when I was younger, was trying to teach me that lesson. And she was like, "What are you going to do if a stranger offers you cake?" "Well, I'm going to eat the cake." She's like, "No. What if it's poison?" I'm like, "I mean, I could think of worse ways to go than death by cake. Go ahead,
That
write it on
happened.
my
That's what I know.
tombstone. Died by cake."
So when I was a kid, this is a true
Why not?
story too. Like I'm not making this up. So I was out in my parents' front yard, which is
Totally
conveniently
making
also
it
the
up.
house I live in now. I'm not making it up. This guy walked by and I was probably about 8, and he literally asked me if I wanted candy. And now my mom taught me, it was weird, right?
Yeah.
My mom taught me that like you don't take candy from strangers, but more so it was like if I eat this candy before dinner, my mom is gonna beat my ass. So I was like, I don't know, I have to go ask my mom. And so I went and asked, and of course she was like, "What?"
Oh no.
And she
Yeah.
came out, he was gone, and I was like, "Oh, can I have some candy though?" Because like
I
now I
really
want
wanted that
candy.
candy.
But it wasn't about like don't take candy from
That's
strangers.
like,
It was like, no, she's gonna kick my ass if I eat candy right now.
Good. Fear is good. It
well,
helps.
that's
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Yeah, well, she scared the
my
shit out
mom's
of me
like,
as a
"Don't
kid.
talk to strangers." My mom's like, "Don't talk to strangers." Well, how am I going to meet anybody if I never talk to a stranger?
How do you make friends, Ma?
Exactly. I got to talk to somebody, unless you want me to have imaginary friends my entire life.
I had those too, so
They left me when I was a teenager. They jumped out the window and ran.
all right. Well, they're imaginary, so at least they
I
didn't
haven't
die.
seen them since. No, I hear they have their own movie now called If.
I guarantee you, my imaginary friend is not in that movie. But we're not talking about that right now.
Funny story. Me and my sister actually had the same imaginary friend, and we've never even met face to face.
That's interesting. That's not an imaginary friend. That's a
Jamal,
shared memory.
Hmm.
Poor Jamal. Sorry, we're
maybe
just monopolizing the conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just analyzing what his chances of surviving this conversation are.
I don't know. I was just waiting to see what y'all was going to ask me. So, like, what questions you have?
Well, we go into this not really knowing what we're going to ask. It makes the conversation flow better that way, I think. Personally, maybe not. Anyways, so I actually do have a question about the bestiary of the blood. So, you said there's like something for everybody, but what's your personal favorite story out of that?
I can't say it. I'm the editor. Like saying which kid you like the most.
Which kid do you like the most? That's what we need to know.
Not even which kid you like the most, because these are not even my kids. These are my friends' kids.
Pick your favorite friend.
It's like, which kids do you like?
That's almost like asking him to pick his favorite paycheck, ma'am.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
whose money do you like more?
Are you not allowed to have a favorite? I feel like you should be allowed to have a favorite.
I'm not allowed to do a lot of things.
That's fair. All right. Well, then I take it back. Never mind. I'm gonna read it. I'll tell you what my favorite one is.
No, I'm trying to think. What is my favorite? I mean, there's so many of them that I like. I mean, there's so many that there's like about 15, almost, I would say almost 20 of them in there that are like super solid. Like this one, the hyena and the rhino from Cam Robb is great because it deals with like hubris and people's comeuppance. You got Linda Addison's story, of course. It's beautiful about a dolphin, stars that become a dolphin and a kid, and about the abuse, the abuse of children on the planet. Eugene's Bacon, so a story about this scumbag dude at the end of the world. He starts mutating into a roach.
Appropriate. I like
how right. How fitting.
Yeah, it's great. It's phenomenal. She's a great writer. Michael Bailey's story is amazing. It's just
that's my husband's name.
Really?
Michael Bailey.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But the editor and writer of Michael Bailey, he's one of the top editors in the world. He has a book coming out with Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah, that's right. I'm married to somebody famous. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the same guy. I wish, but no.
I view him like in terms of anthologies, he's pretty much like he's the top ranked dude in that space for sure. The top.
Ironically, my Michael is obsessed with anthologies, so it makes sense.
Well,
I'm be like Michael Bailey. Here, meet Michael Bailey.
That's hilarious. Cynthia Paleo has a really powerful one about a jay or a bird that a singer, she does certain things to the birds to keep her artistic. It's about art and what the sacrifices you have to make for art. Ralph James White has, you know who Ralph James White is? He writes like extreme horror. Really fucked up stories.
I don't know anybody, so.
But
I feel like I would know the story more than I would know the author of it.
Story called The Same Damn Pig. Oh man, it's brutal, but it's amazing. It's brutal, but it's amazing.
Then I'm gonna have to look him up.
Tim Wagner's story about a bird that wants to touch the stars. It's it's a lot of powerful stuff in there. A lot of the poems, we got Genevieve Flynn, we got Lee Murray in there, and her story really, she was one of the first people to contribute to the anthology, and it really brought a lot of life into it. Like Jamie Flanagan, his story is amazing about obsession. I mean, there's so much good stuff in there. There's so much good stuff in this book. There's something for everybody. Ace Antonio Hall about a mosquito that's trying to find the devil.
Trying to go back to its roots.
Oh.
So it's all these just great great, powerful stories.
I love the
And
You
fact
know,
that you can like rattle them off like that too.
Kareem
yeah.
Hayes has been in here too. That's so it's so dope and so urban. It's really great. So we got all types of flavors in here. We even got a pastor, one story written by a pastor in there. So
Ooh.
That's
it's a
really
very
cool.
eclectic, unique. It's like nature itself. Like nature itself is very eclectic. It's different
Mhm.
sizes, different shapes. So it's like capturing nature and then putting it into the pages of a book.
Oh, I love that.
Not
That's
bad.
great.
So I'm interested in your filmmaking. I see in your bio that you've won what 100 awards or over 100 awards.
Yeah, I just won another one from the Kwanzaa Film Festival for Best Director this year,
Congratulations.
which
He
was
he just says that so casually. It's no
No
big
big
deal. I
deal.
just won another one. It's just a
well,
trophy on the shelf.
it's good to be appreciated. It's always good to be seen and to be appreciated for your contributions and your art that you're doing. I really want to win an 8-figure check. That's what I really want to win. I
I would
really
love an 8-figure
It's
check
coming. It's
too.
coming. It's coming.
that would be phenomenal.
So,
Direct the next Avatar movie or some shit.
Whew.
right?
That would be nice.
Speaking of directing, I know that you've done primarily documentary series,
I've
but
done narratives, but independent narratives. But I normally get paid from my doc work. But I do
what
narrative shorts and series stuff. So that's my passion really. But the doc stuff is what pays the bills. So
oh, so you're more into the narrative side.
yeah, of course.
Any special genre that's your favorite?
Well, there's three. I mean, there's me. I like duality, working in harmony with each other. So I like darkness. I like to use darkness to show light in my work.
I like
So
that analogy.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because you got to give people pain so they could value peace. Without pain, there's no value for peace, and people become petty and cowardly and gross. Um, but I definitely love. I was shot at psychological horror the most, like Sounds of the Lambs type stuff.
Mhm.
I definitely love inspirational movies to inspire people. Those rad random. And then I definitely like to do urban thrillers, urban content. Because that's my background. So that's what I would say.
Do you feel like you have like a story inside you that you would like to make a movie of?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all making it in fragments. Like there's only a per person. There's a set amount of narratives or themes that show up in all your art in different forms. Because in a sense, you're asking yourself the same question, or your antenna that's getting a particular signal, and through the different iterations of your life, it manifests differently. But
Mhm.
there's no if you understand how art is manifested, you can see the fingerprint of a person's soul on all their work. You can literally
Mm.
know from the consistent patterns in their work and themes who they are as a person. It's really strange, but a lot of
Yeah.
times we ignore the science. I'm talking about the light and the dark is all in there.
Mhm. No,
So
that makes sense. Like in the grand scheme, like you can get when you kind of boil it down to like what really matters, you see what matters to that person and the story that they want to tell in like little bits and pieces. That's really
like,
cool.
one of my white friends was telling me, he was like, "Yo, man, why white dudes are always the villains in your joint?"
I mean,
and I was like, no, there's no way. I was like, I got you in my films and stuff like that. He's like, there's always somebody in there that's like, so I wasn't aware of that. But at that stage in my life, I get in my subconscious mind. That's what I was doing. But then I became aware of it and I was able to start adjusting it. So a lot of times people tell you like patterns they find in your work or in your style. And
hmm.
they was like, oh man, like you don't the women in your stuff are always duplicious or something like that in my horror stuff in the beginning. And I was like, that's not true. I was like, all my best friends are women. And they was like, no. I saw it. I was like, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay.
a lot of the things that are not in our conscious mind, but it's a part of who we are. That darkness definitely shows up in your work and in your stories. And if you're not consciously aware of it, because you can't be your own mirror,
Right. Exactly.
you need somebody else to be your mirror.
Well, because you're
And
always going to see it through your own lens.
yeah,
So,
but that's a problem, right? Because the worst thing in the world, that the least thing you should ever trust in the world is your eyes.
hmm
Like
Yeah.
every other sense is way more accurate. Your sense of smell, your sense of hearing, your sense of feeling is way more accurate than your eyes. So it's kind of like our eyes are always deceiving us in general. So it's kind of like you need somebody to be like, you're seeing this, but I'm seeing that. And
hmm
and it's kind of like your perspective is just one reality. And
hmm
people don't like to hear that because they like to be like, well, my reality is the best reality. But that's a double-edged sword, right? Because
Right.
when you're depressed and you only see yourself being a piece of shit or whatever like that, you don't believe in yourself, and other people can see how great you are, you don't believe them. But
Mm.
when you're feeling like that, and if you know that it's just one perspective of one reality, hey, if I can't see the good in me and you do, I'll let you see me and I'll just agree with that. And then over time, I'll see myself that way. So there's a lot of I don't really believe people were made to be alone. I don't believe in individualism at all. I feel like it's a lie that the powerful use to suppress the weak of us, the
Power in
plebes,
numbers.
the plebes, because they make us think that you can achieve anything in life on your own, and you can't achieve anything on
Oh,
your own. I didn't
yeah.
I didn't invent the language I'm speaking. I didn't give myself this body. My parents gave
hmm
me this body. I didn't make this clothes I'm wearing. I didn't create this technology. I didn't create this language that I'm typing. I mean, you literally can't do
hmm
anything in life on your own.
Right.
As
Everything becomes a tool.
yeah, but every
Mhm.
every we're always
Oh,
helping people,
hold on.
and even the people who hate you are helping you, right? Because they're probably working the electric grid and they're keeping the electric grid on, or they probably working your water or something. So
Exactly.
it's kind of like we are a social organism, and
hmm
it's kind of like even the way you experience yourself is just not the only experience of you in the world. And it's good to kind of like take the healthy versions of those other experiences into yourself. And it can help improve how you manifest your art, how you even manifest as a person, because to have better art, you need to be a better person, right?
hmm
Because it's the fruit of this tree. So,
hmm
you know, that's
Yeah.
my
No, actually, so a lot of what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and I would just kind of rebel. Uh, just what he was saying about, how you see you versus how I see you. Um,
Read between the lines, ma'am. Read
we've
between the
had a
lines.
couple
rant.
of times. These are all on video. They are recorded. They are on YouTube about how Rebel speaks about herself, and about how at
I'm a
one point
them now.
I just say them.
You're a case
Um,
study.
well, so she has said how she feels about herself and such, and I have said that, if people would give her the 10 minutes that it would take her to just speak and be herself, they would love her. And she can't really see that, and she should.
People
Why
will
are you
always
gonna put me on blast? That's
put you
about
on
him, not
blast,
me.
bro.
You brought it up before, so I am just
But
referencing other
I didn't bring
episodes.
it up now. You see,
I'm just bringing it
you
full
see what
circle.
you did, Jamal. This is all your fault. All your
I mean,
fault, Jamal.
my experience of you has been extremely positive. I mean, you seem like a person that has a lot of pain, but doesn't let that define how they interact with other people or how they treat others. So that if you have no pain and you're good to people, it means a lot less than if you do have pain and you transcend that pain, or you use that pain to transmutate it into empathy to bring out the best in other people. That's like the highest form of beauty you can have as
Thank
a
you so
human being,
much.
in my opinion. So
Oh,
you
stop! You're gonna give me a
And then
big
as an
head, and it's
unbiased
already
third
big enough.
party, thank you so much, Jamal, for
yeah.
putting it so beautifully, the things that I have tried to tell her.
I am a poet, get my book, The Dark.
I love that you're a poet. Look, that's literally in my Amazon cart right now. As we're
Shameless
talking,
plug.
shameless plug all day long. It is $12.99 on Amazon. It is in Stella's cart right now. No, I love books of poetry, and that's why when you said that, I was like, we're just gonna add that while we're talking about it. I don't want to forget for later.
The way you just said that about his book reminded me of the psychics on TV. Call me now for your free psychic reading. Free psychic reading, $2.99 a minute. After the first 30 seconds, you get free 30-second trial. After that, $2.99 a minute. Just $2.99
and the
a minute.
30 seconds you're on hold.
No. After that 30 seconds, they put you on hold when they start charging you for it.
Wow.
Anyways,
back to our guest. Enough about me.
I'm just saying,
making me blush.
He touched on some really important, I guess, themes.
He touched on my soul. Okay, I get it. I'm damaged goods, but damn it, I'm still here.
Broken crayons to color.
Aren't we all?
Everybody has their demons and their
life kicks everybody's ass, right?
It does. It really does.
Look, the quicker we can all realize that we're all fighting battles nobody else can see, I think the better off we'll be.
Yeah,
it just never seems to stop kicking people's ass.
No, it don't. It's just you get stronger. Life doesn't get better; you just get stronger.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people pray for their problems to go away, but I feel like we were born for problems.
Think of it this way: if you never knew chaos, you would never know what peace felt like. If you never knew sadness, you'd never understand what happiness was. If you never knew loss, you would never know what gain felt like.
Mm-hmm.
If you were never rejected, you'd never know what love felt like.
Yeah, it's true.
Everything has to be a balance. That's why we're all just thriving in chaos. Ooh, shameless plug there too.
Does it count if it's on our own show? We're plugging our own show on our show.
I mean, we got to plug it somehow. Have you seen our ratings lately?
I mean, we're on episode.
We're trying to use him to bring him up. Yes, Jamal, we are shamelessly using you to our benefit. Just saying.
That's what you should be doing. I'm here to be used. The bursting in the world to be used, right? But
that's every man's fantasy. That's like every man's fantasy to be in between two women being used by them.
Is it though? I don't think that's every man's fantasy.
Well, I mean, maybe not gay men.
I think it's a lot of guys' fantasy. I just think about every man's fantasy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, one is enough. One is enough.
I think that depends on the woman, honestly. Honestly, I don't know.
I don't play well with others.
Yeah.
I mean, they call me rebel for a reason. I don't play well with others, and I don't follow rules.
Well, I'm not getting back into this conversation with you, rebel.
That's
no conversation that I don't follow rules.
No. We ended one of our last interviews with what were we talking? We're talking about the store that I work in. I work in an adult store, so we were talking about that, and that's what I'm saying. We're not getting back into that conversation.
I wasn't even trying to go that way. I don't think.
I know they still had those. Well,
bad. Yeah, I don't forget where I was going anyway.
They do. Less skeezy now, though. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We get education now, so there's that. I know what I'm talking about. Not just talking out of my ass all the time. Just right now.
Safe sex.
God. Look,
buzzkill.
What you do with your body is your thing. I'm just going to tell you what I know, and then you can go on with your life. I know that I did my part. What you do with your body is your choice.
Yeah, I was trying to not allude to the fact that I was trying to describe what she does without making her sound like prostitute, and I ended up saying that she sells sex for a living, which just made matters worse.
It's honest work.
It is honest work, but that's not what I do. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Not in this lifetime, anyways. Maybe the next one. We'll see.
Yeah.
I made it worse by saying that she sells sex to other people.
I'm a donator of sex. I donate my sex to the cause.
I mean,
she picks and chooses who she donates.
The right charity to donate my sex to.
I have been that person before.
I have not. I'm the sweet innocent one here.
Of course.
She's not.
Just saying.
She's not. I have donated my share.
I have not.
We all have.
I mean, who has?
I'm totally a virgin.
Anyways,
I don't know what you heathens are talking about. I'm untouched like the virgin snow.
Like the mountains behind you.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, he understands. He gets me. I knew you were like right there on the same level.
Like the phallic sloping mountain behind you.
I was just gonna say that's a little She chose that.
I said I was virgin like the snow, not the mountain the snow was on. Thank you.
Look, snow
Don't
melts.
Be
That's
hating.
what I know.
Don't be hating, Stella.
I could never. I would never.
Hate the game, not the player.
That's right.
I would never.
So what was this question about your sex store?
What? I don't know why we were talking about
the end of debauchery.
Oh, I was just saying that I didn't want to get back into that because I can see her brain moving through her eyeballs.
And then she brought us back into it anyway.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, nobody brought it up. You did.
I didn't mean to. Well, she brought it up the last time. I guess this is my turn.
For somebody who didn't want to talk about it, she sure talked about it, didn't she?
She definitely did.
I was trying not to.
See that? You always telling on yourself. You're always telling on yourself, Stella.
It's fine. It's part of the theme of my life. I'm just dropping it in little bits.
Are you dropping it like it's hot?
No, I will break a kneecap or something. Good God, I'm too old for that shit.
Oh, okay. So back to our guest before we go off on more tangents.
Sorry. See, I said before, like we will just talk about random shit.
I see.
Yes,
I'd apologize,
our
but I'm
last
not even
guest,
sorry.
we ended up talking. Our last guest was Larry, and we talked about how paper mills stink.
We did.
We
talked about crock pots with Stacy.
Yeah.
Which is a theme that's been ongoing.
Now we've talked about selling sex with Jamal. Oh, that's great.
Fantastic.
I'm not even sorry about it. It's just what it is. Anyways,
right.
I forgot what other questions I was going to ask now.
I tend to have that effect on people. It's okay.
Ridiculous.
But I'm for sure buying all of his books and anything his name's attached to. What's the next thing that you have actually coming out?
Everything Endless, the collection with Linda Addison from Royal Dog Screaming Press. That's coming out April 22nd on Earth Day. It's available right now for pre-order wherever books are sold, Amazon, wherever, you know what I'm saying? So
didn't you say it was your birthday too, or did I just get birthday from Earth Day?
Yeah, no. Earth Day is my birthday.
Oh, okay. It's your birthday on the Earth Day.
Happy birthday.
It's your birthday on the Earth Day. Sell your books, eh?
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, we got to promote him somehow.
Hey, look, if your singing does it, that's great. That's great. Good for everybody else involved.
I can't carry a tune in a bucket. We want them to buy his stuff. We don't want to scare them away.
I was just saying, maybe they'll buy and be like, maybe she'll stop singing.
I mean, at this point, they're gonna buy his shit just because he's on our show. They're
I
gonna
hope
be like,
so.
I feel so sorry for that poor man having to endure those two for an hour. Like, let's blow up his books and buy them all out.
And then he'll never have to do it again.
Right?
Self-deprecating humor.
There
He's
you go.
totally gonna run for the hills. Totally gonna run for the hills.
It's fine.
So, how did you actually meet Jeff Ho? Or how? Was it just on
He is,
the book?
Jeff Ho. It's a
Is
good
it
name.
Ho?
I thought that was a shot at me.
Jeff Ho. I'm gonna call him that now.
Well,
Hey, Jeff Ho. I don't think his wife would like that, though.
Probably not.
But
it's
yeah,
spelled
Jeff,
HOWE, so it could have gone either way.
he's the man. He used to crack me up because when I first met him, I was like, "Yo, dude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but why you look like a slave owner from a Tarantino movie from Django? You're like this
From Django.
He had the Colonel Sanders like
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
He looked just like Colonel Sanders, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. He was laughing. That dude's a cool dude, and then a friendship was born. But yeah, he's a great dude. He's a fantastic writer. This is amazing festival called Genre Blast that is coming back this September. Just great people, right? Some of the best people you'll ever meet are part of it. And yeah, Jeffrey House, he's a mainstay there with so many other great people like Timothy Troy, Nathan he runs it. He's a great dude, writer as well. So there's a whole community of just really good people, filmmakers out there that are trying to do good with their art, But Jeff is special because his level of writing, he's written a lot of things, a lot of professional screenplays. He writes for a living, basically. So he's really, really good at screenplays and writing. And we're working on something together now as well.
Screenplays. I may have to get with him to write mine. And then you can direct my movie. You can direct my book being a movie. I'm totally going to shamelessly plug that until he agrees to do it.
If I'm the right fit, if not, we go find somebody who is.
I mean, it's horror, so it's right up your alley. And it's kind of an allegory for a lot of other things.
Depends on the type of horror it is. It's like a marriage. A director, it's not like a marriage, like a symmetrical marriage. It's more like a mail order bride marriage. Where you go through and you look through them and you're like, oh, that one.
You're hired.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I want you to come in the mail.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still do that these days?
Basically.
I don't know. I've never looked into ordering a bride.
People do.
I think they have mail order husbands too. They don't discriminate. Money's money.
I don't want one of those either, for the record.
Although, I don't know. I kind of feel like something like that would be a hostile situation. Like literally the movie Hostel, or they try to sell your kidneys on the black market.
That movie was creepy, but I feel like it could have been better.
I feel like I will never go to Europe. Between that and Teresa's, I'm good on my continent. Thank you. I don't even trust people over here, let alone over there.
I've been to Europe. It was fine.
What's the coolest place you've ever visited, Jamal?
Jamal's got stories.
Places I've ever visited. I've been to Siberia, Tomsk, Siberia, the biggest city in Siberia, way back in the days. I think in 1998. First place I've ever been to, besides Moscow, was Moscow, and then we went to Siberia. I've been to doing documentary work as a young lad. I was in I lived with the Zapatistas in Chiapas for a while. And I was in 99 to 2000. We was out there. I've traveled to Brazil for martial arts stuff. I've traveled to Mexico several times. Costa Rica with Michael Bailey to visit Michael Bailey, do some work with him. Where else? I've been in a few places in Europe. I've been to The Hague with Mos Def. or Yaslin Bey, as he calls himself now. Um, back with Kofi Annan was the UN secretary, and we got an award for the documentary we did with the Zapatistas. Um, yeah, I mean, I've been a lot of places. I mean, I've never been
What was your
to
favorite?
Asia yet. Um, Definitely this. I mean, I'm weird because I don't really do favorites. I just think of things in terms of memorable, and you know, I think being uncomfortable is just as valuable as having fun. You know what I mean? Depending on
That's
what's
fair.
the meaning that comes out of it, what it gives you when you leave. So that's what's so hard for me to be like, oh, this is my favorite or that one. But each one taught me something about myself. You know, I've also been all over the country as well. I definitely feel like doing Southern Storytellers with Craig, you know, who's a mentor of mine, um, really going through the South like that really changed my perspective of the South.
How
Being
so?
Northerner, well, I thought everybody was kind of backwards down there, you know, like a lot of
Mhm.
us think. And you just start to realize that the main thing, and this is just my theory. We try to stay away from politics, but people, a lot of the times people think it's like left and right that's against each other, but people don't know that America is really five different countries, cultures. I would say based on region, it's like
Mhm.
five different cultures, and there's a real difference between the lifestyle of a rural American and the lifestyle of an urban American, American that lives in cities.
Mhm.
Completely different realities, and different, not necessarily different needs, but different wants.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, a lot of the clash comes from the ignorance around that from either side. We don't know, either side doesn't really understand how extremely different the lifestyle is, and what won't work in some areas that will work in other areas. So it's like you would think, oh, everybody should, let's say, gun stuff. You would say, oh, well, we got to get rid of these guns, but people literally live miles apart from each other,
Mhm.
and they're their own first line of defense, and they literally have a history and culture of hunting for their own food, for their own things. So they need weapons to do that. You know what I mean? It's not like you live on top of a bunch of people. And of course, if everybody has guns in a complex where you have more people in one building and these people have in like a 40-mile radius, it's like, you know,
Right.
it's just differences in lifestyle, and this idea that everybody needs to be the same in order to coexist or in order to be good people is not legitimate, and it creates a lot of the friction. I feel like that's what I got from traveling and my understanding of that. So
It's actually
yeah,
interesting that you say that it's all like a bunch of different cultures because ultimately,
yeah, we just speak the same language and we have the same
right,
president. But if you
right,
go, you know, like the northeast is completely different from the southwest.
Mm.
Like it's
well,
literally,
even so,
yeah.
well, like I live close to Baltimore and Rebel lives in West Virginia. So like
Mhm.
we're still very close, but the areas in which we live are completely different cultures. And it's
Yeah,
very interesting that you say that because when you look at it through that lens, um, all we ever really want, I think, as humans is to coexist in the same space regardless of what our culture is. And I think
yes.
that that's the key. It's just really hard to understand because we're all comparing each other to ourselves in relation to how we live. So
Exactly.
that's a really good point.
We don't
I mean,
understand.
in all fairness, people need a passport to come down here.
You know, I can't fly Southwest into the airport by her. I have to drive myself through the mountains to get
Where you at, Rebel?
I'm in Charleston, West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Charleston, West Virginia. I like the way she said that.
I'm out in the I
So
am
you,
out in the sticks with the Hicks, thank you.
no, but you're really close to Genre Blast is out in West Virginia.
Oh,
The festival I was just talking about is out in West Virginia.
Oh,
when
I
is it?
did not know that.
It's in September, the first week of September usually, every year. It's really
That's
great.
really cool.
It's in I
We
can't
were
remember.
just looking at conventions and stuff to do too. So
Yeah,
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 we're going all over the place.
yeah.
Which is what I mean. I can't fly to her. I have to drive through the mountains, and I hate driving through mountains. I will cry.
They're just big hills, ma'am. My
Doesn't matter.
80-year-old grandmother can make that drive.
I'm a baby. Leave me alone.
Okay,
Don't
it's
let
not.
her put you to shame.
It's in Winchester, VA. So it's not. So
Oh, it's in Virginia. Well,
which
that's
is in
Yeah.
Virginia.
that might
That's the
actually be
wrong
close.
kind of West Virginia. I'm in
Yeah.
the state, not the city.
Yeah, it's in Winchester. Yeah.
Virginia's a huge state too. So hold on, I'm gonna see how far that is from me.
I know that, like,
At the
Mike and I
Alamo.
went to
Oh,
Roanoke.
it's like 2 hours from me.
Oh, that's not bad.
Mike and I went to Roanoke, and it was like a, I don't know, 5 or 6 hour drive.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think it was about as far from me as Maryland was.
Damn.
But I think there's parts of Virginia that's a lot closer to me. I'm just not sure which ones.
I have no idea.
But I would imagine that West Virginia is close to West Virginia, so.
You would think so. Depends on the part of West Virginia.
And on that note, Jamal, do you want to leave our viewers with anything?
I would just say, like, once again, you can check me out on www. I'm old, that's why I said that. But
He said www. I'm old. Okay, got it.
That's my website. I'm old.com.
It's writerhodge.com. That's writer Hodge, HODGE.com. Writerhodge.com, where you can see like a lot of my works that's coming out. You can purchase books there, all that good stuff. I would just like to say thank you to you guys for having me. This was fun, Stella, Rebel. You guys got a great spirit, you know. The viewers, I don't really got a message for you other than like, be brave enough to be vulnerable enough to live your truth. All good things, in my opinion, come from being courageous. I think we're our best selves when we're being brave, and I think we're our worst selves when we're afraid. So that's what I'm saying.
I agree.
I'm a firm believer that everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
And you can't let fear striking out keep you from playing the game.
That's right.
Oh, just, yeah.
And the audience already knows where to find us because I'm about to show them. Jamal, we appreciate you being here. Hopefully you'll come back again and we didn't scare you away.
No, it's all good.
I will definitely be in contact on Facebook, and I'm definitely buying every book you've written and the one that you edited. And I'm definitely going to track down all your documentaries. So, yeah, that's cool.
She's a professional stalker.
Great.
She's actually really good at it.
I'm getting better at it. You know, we're improving with each guest I bring on here.
Hey, we all have talents.
Yours is just sitting there looking pretty. You're the face of our show.
Sorry if I'm the face of the show.
You're the face. I'm the voice. It's okay.
It's fine.
And on that note, we're